If you want to drink something, you need to go downstairs and grab something from the bar for yourself. But you can bring it upstairs. You will have an opportunity to do so after I've stopped speaking.
Nobody leaves the room until then.
So this is Stefan Greiner. There's also Johan. And we three have founded the Bitcoin Association Switzerland in early October. We got inspired to do so by John Matonis and the Bitcoin Foundation in the US. And so the idea was to found a subsidiary basically in Switzerland. But this will be one of the open questions. Should we be a subsidiary or should we be independent? So what did we do so far?
Get some chairs.
Hello. So I'm Lucius. You missed the most important point. If you want a beer, you need to grab one downstairs at the bar because there is no service here upstairs, but you can bring it up here. So we founded the Bitcoin Association. So far it's only 3 members. It's Stefan, Johan and me. And I hope we'll get a few more members after tonight. So what did you do so far? So shortly after we founded the Verein, it's a Verein according to Swiss law, I was contacted by a journalist from Bilanz. Somehow he found out, and after that I was contacted by other journalists, so I've already been in the media without doing much. And it continues. Today I spoke to someone from Handelsblatt. Tomorrow I'll have a video interview with someone from cash.ch. And tonight we have a journalist here from Le Temps. Where is she? Here. So take care what you say. It's a public meeting anyway. So, yes. I also presented Bitcoin with PostFinance. They are very interested in it, so that's amazing.
No, they're not.
Not?
No, they're not.
So, how do you know?
Because I've been working with them for the last 4 months, and they hate us.
So, we should find out you've been talking to, because
interested enough to accept it.
So
I've also been talking to them.
We were accepted by mistake, the compliance officers, and they're trying everything to get rid of us.
So I know someone internally who started a project to create Bitcoin accounts.
I heard about this rumor, and there's the rumor is certainly true for some other banks, which have simply hired people to come and talk about Bitcoin, and one is even running a Bitcoin project, but PostFinance denies it. And as I said, they really want my company, because it has Bitcoin in the name, out.
So you couldn't open a bank account?
Well, we managed to get past compliance, but they now say it was a big mistake and they want us closed down.
This is one of the issues we need to resolve as a Verein, because it affects everyone. And I also thought, actually, as a Verein, one of the first things we could do is try to open a bank account with every major Swiss bank and see what happens.
Well, I can give you a list of banks that will deny you out of hand, and they include PostFinance now, and they also include Bank. They want nothing to do with Bitcoin.
Yes, so it's different departments in the banks. So yes, so this was a presentation I held. Then I'm in contact with an expert, basically the VAT Pope of Switzerland, to clear the VAT question. Here the question basically is, if you pay with, normally if you pay with something that's not Swiss francs or not another currency, you have to charge VAT twice, basically. So if I say, you give me a haircut and I bake a cake for you, then we both, and we have a monetary value assigned to it, then we both have to add VAT, because it's paying in naturalien. And the same would apply if I paid you in silver coins. Then I would have to add 8% VAT on top of the silver coins, and you have to add 8% VAT on whatever you give me in return. And obviously this would be very bad for Bitcoin if that would apply that rule. And it looks good. I know that someone asked these questions to the tax authorities before and they gave a negative answer, but it was basically answered by an intern. And they are now reviewing it. But it takes time and it's we are making progress.
Just a question, sorry.
Yeah.
You said silver coins. It's you have to pay
It's
the VAT. But if you exchange commodities, is that the same? If you label Bitcoin as a commodity, are you required to pay VAT or no?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
So
I only know with silver, if you buy it on paper, you're not paying VAT. But if you want the coin, there is an added value because it is a coin and it's been minted and there's been some work. So there you pay VAT. So
yeah.
What about gold?
Gold is an exception by law.
But by the way, I also have input on the VAT thing because I also went through that and I can hear that we need to talk. I went through with the Zug Steuerverwaltung,
yeah.
and we had this whole debate a long time, and in the end they labeled it a financial service, which means we do not have to, I mean, you can sell or take bitcoins without VAT, you only have to apply VAT to your profits. So
That's very nice.
that's, I think, yeah, but I want to hear all you know about exactly that subject too.
Good. I think for the details we best talk in person afterwards.
That's correct.
So okay, so that's what we did so far. What are the most important questions? So the most important open question for us as a Verein is what is our relationship to the Bitcoin Foundation in the US? We've received a proposal of an affiliate agreement, and so there are questions, for example, if someone lives in Switzerland and is a member of the Bitcoin Foundation, should he automatically become a member of our Verein? How do we split up membership fees? Lots of things like that. The alternative to this is that we say we are independent. We do whatever, we cooperate on an ad hoc basis. We do it when it makes sense, but we operate in whatever way we think is best, and we have our own membership fees and memberships that are independent of the US Foundation. And I think there are arguments for both sides, and it's one of the points we will need to vote on maybe at some point in time after we had a nice discussion. Then what I just mentioned, there's the question of membership fee. So there's always cost associated with running a Verein. For example, tonight this room costs 200 Swiss francs. I paid with 1 Bitcoin and I got the room for another night for that fee. And
good deal.
And Martin Arnold, the host of the restaurant, he is now proud owner of a silver coin of Kazaskius, and he is considering accepting Bitcoin as a payment in the restaurant.
yeah.
So, yes, and then there's the question of roles. So far we have 3 people, me as president, Stefan as cashier,
No,
secretary, and Johan as cashier, treasurer. So, but there is more work to do. And for example, I proposed that Marco could take over things related to events, and maybe the website. You already create a prototype. And if you think you have a talent that we can use, or you think you want to be president, you can talk to me. So, yeah, I mean it, because so it's. I have a few things I'm good at, and I'm pursuing that, but maybe someone else has more time and energy. So, yes. There's also the political track which is going on. There's, as you might know, there are 2. One is an interpellation and one apostolate pending at the Swiss Parliament. The interpellation is from Hans Kaufmann. I ran into him accidentally on Saturday, and I talked to him, and he assured me that he doesn't want to outlaw Bitcoin. He just wants to find out more. He is also in the commission about money laundering, so I have the contact there. and he has now a face and he has saw a real Bitcoin. So I think that this was really good. I will also meet with Christian Wasserfallen and Edith Graf-Litscher from the Group for Digital Sustainability. This is a parliamentary group, and I will talk to them a little about Bitcoin, and I hope I can raise awareness. My point there is always that there is no new law necessary, maybe similar to what the Senate discussed yesterday in the US, because every crime you can commit with Bitcoin is already a crime, and there are laws against it, and you can punish it if you detect it. And the only thing that needs to be clear is the small things, like how do we apply VAT law to Bitcoin, how do we apply money laundering law to Bitcoin, and so on. So it's more about applying existing laws than creating new ones. And I think this is a point most of you agree with, I hope. So this is it. One small point. Someone mentioned that we should have a project to create a Bitcoin ATM in Zurich, like the one in Vancouver. This would be very interesting. I'm not sure from the legal side how feasible it is. But if someone wants to do that, you should get organized and form a committee or so to get it done. Good. So, are there any questions right now?
One thing we should
Yeah.
add, we still need some members.
Yes, we need members. I have prepared a list. It doesn't mean you become a member, but it means you're interested. You can write your name and your email address. You can also write to me by email if you want to. I'm luciusmeiser@gmail.com. I can write it down on a larger sheet later. And there's another thing. I brought the Statuten in German and English, so if you want to see what we have discussed so far, and so it's very boring and normal, nothing special in there, but if you want to see, you can read it. I also brought a few copies of a chapter of a book that will just become available in a few weeks. It's called Next Generation Finance, and I wrote a chapter about Bitcoin in it. And it's so you as Bitcoin enthusiasts probably know everything I wrote in there, but it's still good to know that we are in a book.
Yeah, could you sort of give a high-level overview of what the charter of the organization is going to be, what its purpose is, and how it benefits Bitcoin?
Yes. So the purpose is it's basically three purposes. One is to lobby or to make sure to clear all the legal questions. One is to give it a face, and so if someone from a newspaper wants someone to talk to, we are there and we can answer questions. And the third is to form a community, to organize events, to organize meetups, to have a website, so that we are can get organized among ourselves. Yeah. Other questions? Yeah.
Did you already talk about the international foundation part?
Yes, it's an open question what we should do. And right now, I personally tend to say we are independent, at least for now, and to see how we can cooperate with them on an ad hoc basis. So we got a draft for an affiliate agreement, and it includes things like everyone pays membership fee to them, and we get back up to 50%. And of course that's negotiable, but it's I'm not sure how much time we should spend negotiating these things. Instead of just starting and say if it makes sense, if we get a press question, we forward it to each other and things like that. I think for that we don't need a formal agreement.
Okay, good.
Other question?
Well, maybe not question, but information.
Yeah.
On the Bitcoin ATM part, this is a project we have also been working on for a long time. So if anybody has interest, they could hear about our project, which will be setting up free ATMs in around 8 weeks. And one of them we finally got the permission, and that is for Geneva Airport.
Oh, nice.
Somebody knew somebody who knew somebody. and this was the one we think we didn't get, and we are also working on a location in Bern and one in Zurich.
May I suggest, I was about to ask who you are, sorry I've not seen you before, and maybe we could do like a round, what is your approach, why you're here, and maybe somebody has a company. I know that some things are going on and probably it contributes, maybe not now, but in the course of this evening, to the third part, form a community and basically know what your background is, because that's all pretty awesome.
I'm the CEO of Bitcoin Swiss. We are a Bitcoin professional company.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you mainly doing as a company?
Consulting, mainly consulting, and then also some trading.
Good. Other comments? Otherwise, I suggest we start getting our drinks and beers, and we mingle about ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not a question, but also an information. I work for a consulting firm here in Zurich, an economic consulting firm named Swiss Economics, and we are also trying to boost the use of Bitcoin here in Switzerland. And the first thing that we have organized is a kind of a workshop on Bitcoin together with the Latin American Chamber of Commerce here in Switzerland. It would be, we're kind of sponsored from the ZKB Bank, but the Chamber of Commerce, not Swiss Economics, and it's a joint event. It will be on December 3rd. The information I posted on the media.
So you are a Christian?
Jose.
Sorry.
Christian is my boss.
Ah, I see, okay.
And he will help the workshops. So I warmly invite you there if you want. It will last for 45 minutes, maximum 1 hour. Afterwards there will be a discussion on Bitcoin projects, so on, and there will be an apero paid by ZKB. So if you want just to come by, the entrance costs 20 francs. That is something that is imposed by the Chamber of Commerce, but I think it could also be a good opportunity to get more information, more projects, companies that may want to work together, make some kind of association, something like this. Information you have there. Otherwise, if you want me to send you the invitation, give me just your email and I'll do it.
Okay, so we would get to start the open part now, and I would say in 7:45 we should sit down together again and have a few votes about things like what is your general tendency regarding the foundation, what is your tendency regarding membership fees, things like that. A debate where we can exchange our opinions and get a first idea what might be reasonable. I'm not pushing for a decision, but I think it would be good to have a first impression what you think we should do.
Can I just emphasize Clement's point on maybe we should have that later, but everyone's saying 1 or 2 sentences who they are and what their involvement or why they are in Bitcoin or anything like that.
Can we do it now?
You want to do that now?
Everybody's going their beer, drunk.
So that everyone introduces himself?
Just 3 seconds.